Chapter 6, February 1st, Chicago, Illinois. The two masked men moved silently down the marbled hallway, past alabaster busts and looming gilt mirrors, which, together, created the unsettling effect of making it seem as though the intruders were being watched, perhaps even followed. This distracted the brothers from their purpose, not in the least. They moved swiftly toward an oak door at the end of the hall, flanked by towering boxwood topiaries. Moonbeams spilt through a skylight, throwing silver scars across the marble. A keypad inlaid in the wall next to the door, distinctly anachronistic against the hall's neoclassical design, gleamed dully in the half-light. Behind them, at the opposite end of the hall, an elevator chimed. The first man stopped, motioned to the other, and they moved into the shadows. The doors remained closed. Still, they waited. After several moments, the first man reached inside a breast pocket and removed a small plastic bag. With a nod, they continued their work. The second man stepped forward, pressed a series of numbers on the keypad. An electronic voice responded. "Good evening, Judge Pleasance. Please confirm your identity." The first man reached into the plastic bag, removed a severed thumb, and pressed it firmly against the keypad scanner. It lit up, beeping a few times. Kincaid, concierge, recognized. More beeps, and then override accepted. The heavy oak door opened, releasing a small gust of air. Inside it was dark, the moonlight through the balcony window casting long shadows across the room's expensive furnishings. They moved through and around bergère armchairs and a number of bushy areca palms, keeping to the dark. "It's a jungle in here," the second man signed to the first. The other smiled in response. On the far side of the sitting area, a narrow hallway led to additional rooms in the judge's penthouse suite. The men headed there now, their shoes slippered in white Tyvek booties. Their hands were gloved, their faces masked. Indeed, every precaution had been taken to conceal their identities and leave no trace they had ever been there. Halfway down, on the right side of the hall, stood a door intricately carved in vines and leaves. The intruders knew this to be the entrance to the judge's bedroom. It was ajar, and from beyond came the apneic snores of William D. Pleasance. The first man nodded to the second, and with the utmost quiet, they entered the bedroom. This room, like the rest of the apartment, was decorated in a Rococo style. The two men looked at one another in tacit understanding of the architectural excess. The second man rolled his eyes. They had other business to attend to. The judge slept soundly, his right leg spasming occasionally. As they drew near, the second man removed a small aerosol canister fitted with a nasal cannula. With one deft move, he inserted the cannula into the judge's nose and depressed the canister's bottom. It had the desired effect. The judge's eyes fluttered a bit, and then, with no ill after effect, he became quite still, breathing normally. The brothers went about their work. The first pulled back the embroidered duvet, only to discover, to his disgust, that Judge William D. Pleasance slept naked. He was a large man, impressive in one way, less so in others. The second man cringed and signed, "Put the cover back, but leave his feet out." He reached into a coat pocket and produced two items, a lancing device similar to one used by a diabetic, and a small glass vial. Carefully, he gripped the judge's veiny foot by the heel and pricked his toe. A small bead of blood appeared. Placing the vial against the foot, he squeezed the man's toe, milking the blood into the cylinder. He noted, with further repulsion, that the judge's feet, with their yellowed, overgrown toenails, gave off an offensive odor. The job done, he capped the vial and held a small piece of cotton swabbing against the toe until the blood had clotted. Then he pulled the duvet back over the judge's feet, and the two men left the bedchamber as silently as they had come.